This is Wiz-War.
What? War?
Wiz-War!
What?
Wiz, would you go and do your game?
What?
Wiz-War is a thaumaturgical thunderdome. Up to 4 players may enter the Wiz arena. Only one of you will emerge victorious. This is a game of being balls deep in fireballs, a game of petty grudges. Look, modular board. You just score 2 points. You gain 1 point for each piece of treasure you drag from your opponent's sector back to yours. You also gain 1 point for every wizard that you kill. Dragging treasure back to your space is a pain, it's slow, and even if you do succeed, another wizard can drag that treasure away from you again, losing you the point. Killing wizards is a much faster way to win the game, same as jumping off a building is the fastest way to get to ground level. Anyway, this is Wiz-War. This colourful carnage, this is what I've got. The first edition of Wiz-War actually came out in 1983, and this is the 8th edition, which should tell you a bit about how popular this game is.
Epic Spell Wars of the Battle Wizards Duel at Mount Skull's Fire. Epic Spell Wars, as I shall henceforth be calling it from now on, is a game about wizards dueling. It's also small enough to fit under a wizard's hat.
Magic!
Now, as seems to be the case with all wizard duels, the first wizard to 2 points is the wizard winner. And you become the wizard winner in Epic Spell Wars by being the last wizard standing at the end of a wizard round. If you want a quiet wizarding life, you should do something safer, like licking the live rail on a metro. Epic Spell Wizards it's how wizard combat should be. It's like a bolt of magical lightning. It's quick and bright and precise and deadly.
But Wiz-War is a whole box of fun, literally. Look, you've got miniatures, you've got these awesome health counters, you've got a bush's worth of wooden tokens, and look, you've got this huge deck of spells.
Well, no, hang on, look, this is a deck of spells, and Epic Spell Wars has
bigger. Look.
Mount Skullfire.
The spells in Wiz-War are just popcorn kernels waiting to pop on the hot plate of the board. Look here, look. We've got spells that let you absorb other spells. We've got astral projection and a might stone. We've got energy and all kinds of stones and fog and fireballs. Pick locks. You've got summoning huge stone blocks and thorn bushes. Psychic storms. A massive quantity of stuff. Now, most of the games we look at and shut up and sit down try and avoid the idea of player elimination. That idea that you can be knocked out of the game and just have no more fun. Not so here. In Wiz-War, you can be reduced to a pile of smouldering robes on the dungeon floor.
But you're saying that like it's a good thing.
Well, every mechanic has its place. Just keep to your side. Every mechanic has its place, and here, in a game of dueling, player elimination lends the game tension.
What else do you have in there?
Don't you
Is
wish
that
you...
that looks like you're smuggling a badger.
On your turn, you can move up to 3 spaces. You can attack once, either with your fists or with a spell, but more importantly, you can cast as many other spells from your hand as you want, letting you create deadly combos. Let's say you cast a lightning bolt, you fuel it with a load of energy, and you use astral projection to let it come from wherever you want. You pick a wizard between 2 walls, this guy, you have it come from here, and that lightning bolt bounces once for each point of energy, frying this wizard like a piece of crispy bacon. The twist is, though, while you can void your whole hand at once, you only ever draw 2 cards each turn. You use all of your escape or shield spells, you don't know whether you're going to get any more.
Well, combining spells is what Epic Spell Wars is all about, and it's so much simpler than this Wiz-War nonsense. How many pages are in your Wiz-War wizard manual?
I can't. 19.
Pardon? I'm sorry?
19.
19. And how small is the wizard font?
Yeah, okay, so Wiz-War's manual isn't really a particularly good time for a game that's meant to...
Epic Spell Wars is look, this is all it is. Every player gets a hand of cards. Each card is either the start, or the middle, or the end of a magic spell. Look at these examples. You've got Rose Bottom's Prickly Power Vortex. You've got Professor Presto's Festering Testicle. Spells you've made.
Oh god, you know what? The art is awesome.
Yeah, the art is awesome, and you'll spend the first couple of games just giggling like children as you go through all the cards. But anyway, apart from whatever exciting, powerful things your spells do, you want to pay attention to their speed, because going before your opponents is kind of cool. Killing them before they get their spell off is even better. Each spell has a speed, but a great way to make them quicker is to make them shorter, cut out the middle, or maybe forgo the end, because although they'll be a bit weaker, a 2-card spell will always go before a 3-card spell. A 1-card spell is snappier still, and this really matters. So many of the spells are geared towards whatever the balance of the table is like. They attack the weakest player or the most powerful, or the guy to your right, or whatever. And if your spell takes too long to go off, then the whole dynamics, the balance of play around the table could have changed.
So shall I cast the spell now?
Different ones because of the treasure.
Quinn's disbelieving stare. It's not a tactical game.
At its heart, Epic Spellballs
is a game about hand management.
Like playing poker, you'll want to keep some cards now, maybe in reserve for what's going to come up next, and sometimes you'll be forced to play something powerful now.
Nonsense!
No,
Wiz-War is actually tactical, because in addition to manoeuvring, trying to get into attack positions, or trying to keep yourself out of harm's way, you've got cards that are defensive as well as aggressive. You've got to wait. If somebody flings some paltry fireball at you and you block it with a wall of earth, you're going to feel like a fool when someone else sneaks up behind you and burns your brain, causing you to discard your entire hand. When somebody throws up a wall of fire and you correctly held on to a spell that lets you flood the dungeon to extinguish it, you'll feel like a genius, while this character will feel like some half-baked street magician. Or likewise, maybe you need some health. You could use Wiz-War to eat a piece of wall to recover some health, but then when you're trapped close to death and somebody's about to murder you and you eat your way out of harm's way, you will feel like a genius. Wiz-War, in addition to being the more tactical game, is the glitzier game. Look at these gorgeous dials compared to his stupid postcards for tracking health. Look at this double-sided board, these tokens. And yeah, the art may not be as stylised, but it is really nice. It's just so overblown.
no,
a toy.
it's not overblown because I've got flying testicles in my game. No, you're making it sound like clumpy Stratego, and it's not. You've got a bit of chatting, but I mean, you don't know what cards your opponent has. You don't know what's going to come up next. It's just random. There's no tactics in here. You don't know if the next spell you're going to fire off is going to win you the game, or if it'll just fizzle into nothing.
Well, that's kind of the point. Yeah. Okay. What? No, it's not as strategic as I'd like.
Well, it's not fair. That's the point.
Your game isn't fair either. But I'll tell you what. In being a bit unpredictable, Wiz-War actually does feel like a fight to the death. But that's why it's terrifying and tense. You're all grasping and stroking at every opportunity you can find.
Okay, so it's nice that you've got these 4 boards that you can endlessly rearrange like a disappointing jigsaw puzzle, but you're eliminating your players. In Epic Spell Wars, when a player goes down, when they're on the sidelines, they get to collect magic items.
Oh yeah, you've
more
got
powerful.
your dead wizard bonuses.
Makes them, makes the game more fair, and it's smaller, it's cheaper, it's more portable.
Well,
you can have more players.
I can turn into a werewolf in my game.
Right. Okay. Well, would you recommend Wiz-War?
No. Okay, so the reason to buy Wiz-War, or the reason to avoid it, is that it's what's called a beer and pretzels game. Which is to say, for all its rules and its downtime, it's actually really a game about trash talking and stuff just happening. A game where the more you try and take it seriously, the more you'll realise it's a joke. Potentially very good though if you and your friends want something that's something where who lives and dies has a greater chance of being total bunk. Something where the worst player might just
What you
win.
mean is a game where the scales of justice seesaw like a seesaw with massive fat kids on the seesaw.
Just like in your game.
No, I'd actually listen. I'd recommend.
Oh,
Epic
what?
Spells. To some people, alright. To some people, because it's as light and easy as a summer breeze, and
Or a fart.
it's a game to play on the train or with your family.
Flying testicles!
Not a game to play with your family, but it's.
I tell you what though, Fantasy Flight, the makers of this, it's been leaked that they are working on not 1, but 4 expansions for this. And I'm going to be buying every single one of them.
It's been leaked, you looked it up with magic.
Yes.
What are you going to buy them
Actually.
with? Wizard money that you clearly don't have.
The point is that this is a game of stuff. It's a game of glitz and it's a game of unpredictability. Therefore, like Cosmic Encounter, which we looked at back in the Christmas special, this game will grow in like some kind of wild, mad garden. The wilderness of it that you're all exploring together will become thicker.
So, now that we're done, you're going to take your